Our coverage of the affordable housing crisis this morning. A number of local organizations are working to end homelessness, with many working together to find solutions.
Yeah, our Anna Azalian, she looks at one of those organizations and how the current rental market is impacting their work.
Catch works with local shelters to get people experiencing homelessness back into housing. But as the need increases, they're getting creative to keep up.
I was up against being homeless, maybe finding a shelter, and that with my young son, who was only 11 at the time.
Her and her son Valor were actually living in a tent next to Winco on the Greenbelt when they got connected with Catch.
Catch was able to help Mindy and her son find a place to stay through its Taking Root program.
And that is a program that's designed to help families that are staying in cars or shelters get back into housing and stabilize in housing.
When they're in our program, they are paying a portion of rent and we pay another portion.
The goal is for the household to eventually become self-sufficient. Catch also runs the Housing Crisis Hotline.
Anybody in Ada County that's experiencing a housing crisis, whether they're a family or adult-only household, can call here, and then we help them figure out which resources in the community they're eligible for and how to connect to them.
The need is growing. Catch says before the COVID-19 pandemic, they would have an average of 150 families in Ada County experiencing homelessness. During the pandemic, that number doubled. Now, there are an average of 230 families in Ada County experiencing homelessness.
We were fortunate enough to receive some federal funds to be able to increase the amount of support we were offering to the community, which means we have doubled in size in the last couple of years, and we are hoping to be able to stay at this level. Our families are having to pay higher amounts of rent than they normally would have.
But while that federal funding will run out in the fall and the need for assistance will not, adding to the challenge, it's becoming more expensive to get a family into stable housing. Before the pandemic, it cost Catch about $5,000 to house a family. Now it costs about $7,500.
Because income did increase a little bit over the last year or so, but not at the same rate that housing costs increased.
Catch used to make sure families were paying about 30% of their annual income on rent. This is the nationally recommended makeup of expenses. Now, many families are having to pay 60% of their annual income on rent.
So it's taking longer to house people, but then also once we house them, stabilizing is becoming a lot more challenging.
Before the pandemic, it took families about 5 months to become self-sufficient in paying their bills and rent. Now it's taking families 9 or 10 months. Catch says they're getting creative.
What we're trying to do is we've created some incentives to landlords so that they could offer a little bit lower rent.
This includes a damage fund and a vacancy fund.
If someone leaves a unit before their lease is up and they're willing to move another one of our families into the unit, we'll cover the cost of the time that the unit's being turned over.
Catch is also trying to get creative with fundraising to ensure they can keep up with demand. They have several fundraisers going on right now and throughout the year. Anna Azalian, Idaho News 6.
And the Catch the Flavor fundraising event is going on right now. Their goal is to house 10 families, and to do this, they need to raise $75,000.
Yeah, there is an ongoing online auction in both a virtual and in-person event. It's taking place this week. Now, the virtual event, it will be emceed by our own Karen Lair, and you can find out more information about this event and the fundraiser, plus other housing resources on our website. So, okay, go out right now, get your phone, bring it in to the room here. You want to open up the camera app. You want to hold your phone to that QR code on the screen right now, and it's going to bring you right to our website, idahonews6.com. See, we're so fancy.
Oh, yeah.
All the information that you need to know right there.